So sometime last week, we heard from the governor of River State, who has largely been quiet since his return from the 6-month suspension. Well, there was, of course, the political season where, where tickets were up for grabs. That is the primary season. And then we did see him then, go to the APC place for the primaries, and it appears that that did not go down as planned. And since that time, it's been some sort of quiet. But last week, he spoke up and he said that he now supports the Rainbow Coalition existent in River State. There is some political contraption where it would seem that political parties, different political parties, are supporting the president and are supporting the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress in the state. And Mr. Fubara was on quote saying that he supports that particular coalition, and it was said that this is the first time he's coming out publicly to say where he truly stands with regards to his support for this coalition. And there are those who think that this is a betrayal of the support that he had when he ran into a bit of difficulty with his erstwhile godfather, who was the minister of the Federal Capital Territory, and they felt like he should have spoken up before now to his supporters who had his back when his travails were on. I'm just a little, well, this morning we're interrogating, how that now sits with supporters, or what the implications of that will mean for the continued political arrangements in River State. And joining us to look at this particular matter is Mr. Epelle. He is not a politician, so to speak. He is known more in the NGO space, but he's observed very frontally the issues happening in River State. He's the founder of TAF Africa, and he joins us now to look at this issue. Mr. Epelle, I know that, for months, especially while the travails of the governor was on, you were one of those seeking peace. You wanted a situation where the political actors put the interest of the state first. Was this what you had in mind when you made that appeal, and when you also pushed for it? Were you looking at the situation? Because we also know that during the political season, River State always comes into focus. Its issues are highlighted because the political struggles in that state sometimes they're so agitated, they tend towards the violent. Do you think first that we will get to see that in this instance, or do you think that it has now been put to bed with the comments of the governor? Mr. Epelle, I don't know if you heard me.
Well, Malta, thanks for having me. 1 week, 1 month, 1 Rivers people. Hear me. Malta, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I heard you loud and clear. So I was just responding to what you said, and the beautiful introduction that you made. Just to say that Fubara made a very consequential decision that I can only describe one of the most consequential since 2003 in the history of the political landscape of River State. However, whether anyone supports or opposes the decision that he made, it's something that history will play out. But my concern is the people of River State. Were they carried along? My concern is his teeming supporters, whether it's the youths, the political class, the political elites. These people put their political, social, and economic ambition on the line to support him. And all of a sudden, he made that decision. And like I said, it's his personal decision. And nobody can question his personal decision. But it's questionable when it has consequence on the people that you're leading, on the mandate that you were given, and the impact that that would mean for a lot of people, And my question would be, did he think twice before he made that decision, or was it made on the platform of political convenience, or was it for his own personal interest? Only time will tell. But there is no doubt that the continuous state capture move of the FCT minister and all his political stooges is a continuum in River State. Anyone can fault me to say that I'm playing tribal card, which is not true. It is true that he has his intention is to hand over the governorship mandate and the governance to his cousin, who is a very good, I can describe him as a good friend of mine. I have nothing against him. And hopefully it will mean he would pursue governance and give us I hope he has his Christ can do. It's funny when people begins to arrogate to themselves certain titles that they need to ask questions. They should ask late Buhari, who was referred to as Messiah, and what came out of his leadership. So we need to be very circumspect because when all these elephants are fighting, it's the grass that suffers and it's the people. And that's my thing, Malbreak. The people of River State bears the brunt.
Yes, can I ask you very pointedly, Mr. Epelle, what exactly, if you can hear me, because your network is a bit wonky, but if you can hear me, what exactly are your fears for the people of River State?
My fears are, one, our resources are going to be in danger because there is no safeguarding mechanism. My concerns are governance will be a bit slow because I don't even trust that they will support him to deliver the dividends of good governance. I don't know whether my brother Fubara has thought twice the kind of people he's dealing with. He comes with a good conscience. He comes with a good motive to make peace, to reconcile. But are the people you're trying to reconcile with and trying to make peace with, are they really ready to make peace? That's the million-dollar question.
So you do not trust the peace process that has already been put in place and even the statements of the governor. You think that there is still something to distrust in spite of all that we've seen so far?
I don't see it. Well, I'm not a pessimist, but I try to be very pragmatic. I don't see it as a peace process. I see it as a pause that looks like peace. But then time will tell if truly and really they would allow him to govern. Time will tell. Yeah, time will tell. So definitely, I don't see much coming out of this. We've seen this play out in the past. Let's go through the trajectory. You will notice that there has been this cosmetic, view and open show of peace that eventually became very chaotic and very difficult to manage. So I pray that we get peace that is sustainable. But right now, it doesn't look to me like this is actually a true peaceful move, but a pause just to see whose political side that they will be. And I want to also use this opportunity to call on the Rivers people to continue to pursue peace, to continue to stay calm. Uh, at the end of the day, whatever God decides, who say don't bring God into this, I differ. God is in everything. He's in absolute control, and not no man can thwart his will.
All right, I know Ayo has a question for you. Ayo, first.
Yes, indeed, Mawakwe. Just one question: is it a possibility, Ambassador Epelle, that the challenges of leadership, the decisions that the leader of the status of the governor of Rivers State has to take, are generally likely to be misunderstood or not even understood by a good number of people? I was watching a video clip of Anthony Joshua, the world heavyweight boxer, yesterday, and was saying getting to the champion, becoming a champion is easier than staying a champion. So being in office is one thing, being relevant as a leader and taking decisions that may not be understood, that's another conversation altogether. Is it a possibility that there are some things that the governor cannot discuss, but then they informed some of the decisions that he has taken, including this one that's not hitting a good number of people well?
So you know better. You've been in leadership circle. You've been drinking from the cup of leadership expert, and you're a leadership expert yourself. You know that everything rises and falls on leadership, and the ability and the capacity of a leader to function maximally is tied to the influence of the people around him, the law of influence. It ties to the influence of the people around him. And when you have a leader that has been literally boxed into a corner and being dictated what happens and what doesn't happen, this is the kind of reaction that you get. In all of this, to be honest with you, I blame the president. And it's very disheartening that the president did not take a very pragmatic decision that reflects the will of Rivers people. He seems to be playing to the gallery when it comes to Mr. Wike. Mr. Wike is the favorite son, and he's very particular about his wishes, and so the decisions that they are making in Abuja makes it practically impossible and uncomfortable for Fubara to truly and really govern the state. And there's nothing that anybody can do. And I'm being very practical here. There's nothing he could do. So when he decided he wasn't going to contest the primary, if he had contested that primary, he would have been a colosseum to office. Was a decision that I applauded, And so, basically speaking, the challenge of leadership, the burden of leadership, when a leader is not allowed to lead, plays out in all of these scenarios. So there is indeed a leadership gap that we are seeing today. But then, a true leader comes to a point where if you know that someone is challenging you not to lead the way you want to lead, you bow out. It's not that the person gave up. It's just that there's certain, permit me to use the word, nonsense that you cannot take. And you are ready to throw in the towel and keep your dignity and integrity intact. And unfortunately, not everybody lives in different sphere and different way. But yes, thank you, Ayo, for bringing this up. There's a leadership question, and there's also bad leadership mood and decision making.
Mr. Epelle, we'll continue to explore the implications of this decision and, of course, the series of decisions that have led us to where we currently are with River State, and it is an ongoing conversation. But we have to thank you always for your interventions on this matter. Mr. Jake Epelle is the founder of TAP Africa, and is also from River State. Thank you once more for speaking with us.
Thank you so much, and let's keep, mirroring what is happening in my state. Is unfortunately that it's us, the people, that are suffering and bearing the brunt of rascal political decisions.
All right, that's how we draw the curtains on today's program. Sunrise Daily, thank you so much for being a part of it. I'm Maokwe Ogunyisto.
And I'm Ayo Makine. Business Morning is on the hour. Enjoy the rest of your day.